Hi, my name is Abby Lynch, and I'm the Teen Services Librarian here at the Brookfield Library, back for another week of Teen Book Talks. This week, we're going to be focusing on nonfiction books, so books that are based on true stories or full of facts. And our nonfiction section also includes things like poetry and some literature. Hopefully, I found a good cross-section of a bunch of different topics for you to check out from our nonfiction section. We give a lot of love to the fiction section and the graphic novel section, so I thought it was time to give some love to these nonfiction books. All of the books can be found in the library to check out if you'd like, or you can place holds on them online at brookfieldlibrary.org or by calling 203-775-6241, and we can help get you set up with curbside pickup if that is what you would prefer. A couple of them are also available electronically through our service Hoopla, and I'll mention that when they are. So without further ado, let's get started. Our first book today is Cyberspies, Inside the World of Hacking, Online Privacy, and Cyberterrorism by Michael Miller. The news is filled with stories of data breaches at companies and of threats to national security as hackers interfere with elections. It's more important than ever for internet users to know how to maintain their privacy online. The digital world has become inescapable, and to be a responsible digital citizen, it is necessary to be aware of the threats to your online privacy and security. This book looks at the legal and illegal forms of cyberspying, goes behind the scenes to explore career paths in cyber intelligence, and looks at the digital threats of cyber propaganda, fake news, cyberterrorism, and threats to the U.S. government and individuals. Readers will learn tools to keep themselves safe and protect their privacy, as well as tips for what to do if they are attacked online. And in a final chapter, looks at how digitally savvy teens can prepare for a career in cyber intelligence. So that's Cyberspies, Inside the World of Hacking, Online Privacy, and Cyberterrorism by Michael Miller, and it's also available in ebook format on Hoopla. Next up is something for our poetry fans. You Don't Have to Be Everything, Poems for Girls Becoming Themselves, edited by Diana Whitney. Created and compiled just for young women, You Don't Have to Be Everything is filled with works by a wide range of poets who are honest, unafraid, and skilled at addressing the complex feelings of coming of age, from loneliness to joy, longing to solace, attitude to humor. These unintimidating poems offer messages of self-acceptance and strength, giving permission to let go of shame and perfectionism. The cast of 68 poets is extraordinary. Amanda Gorman, the first National Youth Poet Laureate who read at Joe Biden's inauguration, best-selling authors like Maya Angelou, Elizabeth Acevedo, Sharon Olds, Naomi Shihab Nye, and Mary Oliver, Instagram famous poets including Kate Bayer, Melody Lee, and Andrea Gibson, poets who are LGBTQ, poets of diverse racial and cultural backgrounds, poets who sing of human experience in ways that are free from conventional ideas of femininity. So that's You Don't Have to Be Everything, Poems for Girls Becoming Themselves. Next up, we have one for the history buffs, Murder on the Baltimore Express, The Plot to Keep Abraham Lincoln from Becoming President by Suzanne Jurmain. While on his inauguration tour, Abraham Lincoln was to travel 2,000 miles by railroad to Washington, D.C. At this time, Confederates were desperate for Lincoln not to take office. Unhappy that Lincoln was against slavery, a group known as the Knights of the Golden Circle devised a plan. In Baltimore, Lincoln would be assassinated. But when Detective Alan Pinkerton learns of the plot, he and his detective agency come up with a plan of their own. Dive into this incredibly fun and suspenseful true story and learn all about Lincoln's great escape. So this is Murder on the Baltimore Express, The Plot to Keep Abraham Lincoln from Becoming President by Suzanne Jurmain. Next up, we have The Disability Experience, Working Towards Belonging by Hannalora Leavitt, illustrated by Belle Wuthrich. People with disabilities have the same aspirations for their lives as you do for yours. The difference is that people with disabilities don't have the same access to education, employment, housing, transportation, and healthcare in order to achieve their goals. In the disability experience, you'll meet people with different kinds of disabilities, and you'll begin to understand the ways people with disabilities have been ignored, reviled, and marginalized throughout history. The book also celebrates the triumphs and achievements of people with disabilities and shares the powerful stories of those who have fought for change. So that's The Disability Experience by Hannalora Leavitt and illustrated by Belle Wuthrich, and it's also available as an ebook on Hoopla. And last but not least today, we have The Beekeepers by Dana L. Church, something for our animal fans, our environmental fans. Dive deep into the world of this everyday insect and the science behind its uncertain future. Bumblebees are as familiar to most of us as the flowers these fuzzy insects feed upon. But did you know that the bees in your garden could be escapees from a local greenhouse or descended from stowaways on a Viking ship? Bumblebees are a vital part of our lives and Earth's ecosystems, so much so that we've commercialized their breeding and shipped them across states, countries, and ecosystems for our benefit. However, all that human interference has consequences. Bumblebees are pushing out native species and altering ecosystems worldwide. Pesticide use has led to the spread of disease in local colonies, and some species may be disappearing entirely. So that's The Beekeepers by Dana L. Church. And those are our new nonfiction books for today. If nothing struck your fancy out of those, please keep in mind it's only a small selection of our teen nonfiction books. There's a ton of topics covered. And if you're ever looking for something in particular, please give us a call at 203-775-6241 or stop by and ask us to help you find the book for you. Or you can request a personalized reading list online under our services tab, under the teen services tab, and I will make a custom list for you just based on exactly what you're looking for. Until next time, have a great week.